This is a breaking news alert. We are monitoring the situation on the ground as the fighting intensifies near the capital.
January 1st, 2026, 3:17 a.m., Tikhoretsk Ammunition Depot, Krasnodar region, Russia. The largest ammunition storage facility in southern Russia. 2,000 tons of artillery shells, missiles, and explosives packed into 16 reinforced bunkers. This is where Russia stores the firepower for their entire Ukrainian offensive. Security is maximum. Air defenses active. Patrols constant. Then the night explodes. 3:21 a.m. 5 Storm Shadow missiles scream through the darkness at Mach 0.95, hugging the terrain, invisible to radar, just 40 seconds from impact. Russian operators have no idea what's coming.
Look at the countdown.
These aren't ordinary missiles. These are precision-guided instruments of devastation, each one carrying enough explosive power to penetrate meters of reinforced concrete. 3:22 a.m. The first missile slams into Bunker 7. The bunker buster warhead drives 12 feet deep into reinforced concrete before detonating. What happens next defies imagination. This isn't just an explosion. It's a volcanic eruption of fire and steel. Artillery shells begin cooking off like popcorn in a microwave. Missiles detonate in rapid succession. The chain reaction tears through the facility like dominoes made of dynamite, each explosion triggering the next in a catastrophic cascade. By 3:25 a.m., Russia's ammunition stockpile for the next 3 months is burning in a mushroom cloud visible from 80 kilometers away. The orange glow lights up the pre-dawn sky, a beacon of Ukraine's strategic superiority. This is how Ukraine started 2026, with fire, precision, and a message that echoes across the battlefield. This year belongs to them. Let me explain something crucial. Tikhoretsk Ammunition Depot isn't just another storage facility. It's the beating heart of Russia's artillery war in Ukraine. Every single shell fired at Ukrainian positions, every missile launched at civilian infrastructure, every rocket barrage against frontline troops, it all flows through facilities like this one. This depot alone supplies the entire southern military district. Without it, Russian artillery goes silent, their offensive capability evaporates overnight. Their ability to sustain operations collapses like a house of cards. The numbers are absolutely staggering. Intelligence reports confirm Tikhoretsk was storing approximately 2,000 tons of ordnance. Think about that for a moment. That's enough ammunition to sustain 3 full months of continuous artillery operations across the entire Ukrainian front. We're talking about 152mm artillery shells by the thousands, BM-21 Grad rocket ammunition, 300 surface-to-air missiles, Kalibr cruise missiles, and enough small arms ammunition to equip entire battalions for extended combat operations. The facility itself covers 40 acres of heavily fortified ground, 16 reinforced concrete bunkers, each designed to withstand direct hits from conventional weapons. Each bunker built with 3-meter-thick walls and blast doors weighing 12 tons each. These aren't simple warehouses. They're fortresses designed to protect Russia's most valuable military asset, ammunition. Russia learned expensive lessons throughout 2024 and 2025. Ukrainian drones had been systematically hunting ammunition depots across occupied territories and deep inside Russia itself. Dozens of facilities destroyed. Billions in ordnance vaporized in brilliant fireballs captured on satellite imagery. Moscow responded by investing heavily in hardening their remaining strategic depots. Tikhoretsk received major upgrades throughout 2025. Brand new air defense batteries installed in strategic positions. Panzer S-1 systems positioned in overlapping coverage zones, creating a protective bubble that should have been impenetrable. Electronic warfare units deployed to jam incoming drones before they could get within striking distance. Perimeter security tripled with motion sensors, thermal cameras, and armed patrols with shoot-on-sight orders. On paper, Tikhoretsk was untouchable, a fortress that should have been immune to Ukrainian strikes. But Ukrainian military intelligence had been watching. For months, satellites passed overhead, documenting every delivery truck, every personnel movement, every change in the facility's defensive posture. Signal intercepts revealed inventory levels with remarkable precision. Agents on the ground provided real-time updates. By late December 2025, Ukrainian analysts confirmed something absolutely critical. Russia had just completed a massive resupply operation. Fresh ammunition shipments had arrived from deep storage facilities in the Urals, Russia's strategic reserve. The depot was at maximum
Bringing this
capacity.
pallet in.
All 16
Clear the
bunkers
bay.
filled to the brim with 2,000 tons of explosives, missiles, and artillery ammunition. It was the single most valuable ammunition target in the entire theater of operations. One strike here would be worth more than a dozen tactical victories on the front line. But there was a significant problem that couldn't be ignored. Tikhoretsk sits 250 kilometers from the Ukrainian border, deep inside Russian territory. It's protected by multiple overlapping air defense layers that create a nearly impenetrable shield. S-400 batteries in Krasnodar provide long-range coverage, capable of tracking and engaging targets hundreds of kilometers away. Panzer systems guard the facility directly, providing point defense against missiles and drones. The airspace is monitored constantly by advanced radar systems. Any aircraft crossing into the zone triggers immediate response protocols. Drones get jammed electronically and shot down before they can acquire their targets. Traditional airstrikes would be suicide missions. Ukrainian aircraft would be detected and destroyed long before reaching the target. Ukraine needed something fundamentally different. Something that could punch through those sophisticated defenses. Something with enough range to strike from Ukrainian airspace without crossing into Russia's air defense kill zone. Something with enough kinetic energy and penetrating power to breach 3 meters of reinforced concrete. Something precise enough to hit individual bunkers in a facility protected by active, layered air defenses. They needed Storm Shadow cruise missiles, and they needed a perfect plan. December 30th, 2025. Ukrainian Air Force Command began detailed mission planning. Target, Tikhoretsk Ammunition Depot. Weapon, 5 Storm Shadow missiles. Delivery platform, single MiG-29 fighter. Mission objective, penetrate the hardened bunkers, trigger ammunition cook-off, and destroy Russia's artillery supply chain for the next quarter. The strike window was calculated with surgical precision worthy of a master chess player. New Year's Day, January 1st, 2026. Russian forces would be celebrating. Air defense crews at reduced manning. Command staff distracted by holiday festivities. But Ukraine did something brilliant. They waited. They let Russia enjoy their holiday. Let the guards relax after the high-alert New Year's period. Let the commanders return to their normal routines, convinced the danger window had passed. Then, on January 2nd, when everyone thought the holiday danger window had closed, when defenses had relaxed, when nobody was looking, Ukraine launched the first strategic strike of 2026. This wasn't just an attack. This was a calculated psychological operation. This was a statement written in fire. 2026 starts on Ukraine's terms, not Russia's. 2:45 a.m., January 2nd, 2026. Starokostiantynov Air Base, Western Ukraine. A single MiG-29 pilot receives mission authorization after months of planning. 5 Storm Shadow cruise missiles mounted, 3 under the fuselage, 2 under the wings. Total payload, 1.5 tons of bunker-penetrating destruction. Target, Tikhoretsk Ammunition Depot. Distance, 485 kilometers. Mission, trigger a chain reaction that destroys Russia's artillery supply for 3 months. 3:05 a.m. The MiG-29 takes off into the darkness. No navigation lights, complete radio silence. The jet climbs to 9,000 meters and banks northeast toward the Russian border, flying through the night sky like a silent predator. 3:15 a.m. launch position reached, 250 kilometers from Tikhoretsk, still safely inside Ukrainian airspace. Storm Shadow's 560-kilometer range means no border crossing required, no exposure to Russia's densest air defenses. The pilot confirms targeting data one final time. Primary target, Bunker 7. Secondary targets, Bunkers 3, 9, 12, and 14. Launch authorization confirmed from command. 3:17 a.m. launch sequence begins. Missile 1 drops from the aircraft. Wings deploy instantly. Turbojet ignites with a roar. It dives to 50 meters above ground level and accelerates to 1,000 kilometers per hour. 5 seconds later, Missile 2 launches. 5 seconds more, Missile 3. The sequence continues with mechanical precision. Within 30 seconds, all 5 Storm Shadows are racing toward Tikhoretsk at near supersonic speeds, skimming the terrain. The MiG-29 banks hard and vanishes back into Ukrainian airspace. Its mission complete. 3:19 a.m. Tikhoretsk Ammunition Depot. Russian radar operators suddenly detect multiple low-altitude contacts. High-speed inbound threats. Alarm bells sound. Panzer S-1 crews scramble to their stations. but the storm shadows are flying at just 50 meters altitude, weaving through valleys and using terrain masking to break radar locks. The Panzer systems fire desperately into the darkness. One storm shadow explodes, destroyed 2 kilometers out. Russian operators think they've won. But 4 missiles remain inbound, invisible and unstoppable. 3:21 a.m. Missile 1 crosses the perimeter fence at supersonic speed. Terminal guidance activates, using GPS and terrain mapping for pinpoint accuracy. The missile pitches into a 60-degree dive directly toward Bunker 7. 3:22 a.m. impact. The Broach Bunker Buster warhead penetrates the blast door and drives through 3 meters of reinforced concrete like a hot knife through butter. The 250-kilogram warhead detonates deep inside the bunker, igniting 200 tons of artillery shells stored within. The bunker explodes outward with the force of a small tactical nuke. The roof launches skyward like a massive steel frisbee. Flames erupt 80 meters high, visible for miles. Bunker 6, located just 40 meters away, begins cooking from the intense thermal radiation. 15 seconds later, Bunker 6 detonates sympathetically in another massive explosion. 3:23 a.m. missiles 2 and 3 strike Bunkers 3 and 9 simultaneously. 2 more volcanic eruptions light up the facility. Secondary explosions begin rippling outward like deadly fireworks as stored ammunition cooks off in chain reactions. 3:24 a.m. Missile 5 hits Bunker 14 with devastating precision. The blast triggers sympathetic detonations in adjacent bunkers 13 and 15. The facility is now a vision of hell on Earth. 3:25 a.m. 8 of 16 bunkers destroyed or burning uncontrollably. Emergency crews cannot approach. The heat is too intense, exceeding 1,000 degrees Celsius. Ammunition continues cooking off in massive secondary explosions. The mushroom cloud is visible from 80 kilometers away, a towering pillar of fire and smoke announcing Ukraine's message to the world: 5 storm shadows, 8 bunkers destroyed. Russia's 3-month ammunition stockpile burning. Ukraine just proved that 2026 starts on their terms, with their weapons, on their timeline. The global implications are massive and cannot be overstated. Every military in the world is studying this operation right now. Deep strikes against hardened logistics targets using standoff precision weapons, triggering catastrophic chain reactions through initial penetrations. This is how future wars will be fought. Not through massive armies clashing on open fields like Napoleonic battles, but through surgical strikes against critical infrastructure that make those armies unable to function effectively. Russia had 16 bunkers filled with ammunition representing months of operational capability. Ukraine hit 5 of them with missiles. The resulting chain reaction destroyed 8 total. That's a 50% facility kill from just 31% weapon deployment. This is force multiplication through physics and chemistry, leveraging the enemy's own ammunition against them in devastating chain reactions. January 2nd, 2026, 3:22 a.m. The moment Ukraine proved that 2026 belongs to them. 1 MiG-29 fighter, 5 missiles, 8 bunkers destroyed, $700 million in Russian losses. 3 months of artillery operations canceled with a single surgical strike. Welcome to 2026, where Ukraine writes the opening chapter in fire and steel, and Russia is still trying to figure out how to stop reading. The message has been delivered, written in flames visible from space. Ukraine's precision, planning, and strategic thinking have reached a new level. Every Russian commander now understands that their logistics are vulnerable, their depots are targets, and their ammunition supply can vanish in seconds. This is modern warfare. This is strategic thinking. This is how you fight a war when you're outnumbered but refuse to be outthought. Ukraine just set the tone for the entire year, and Russia is scrambling to respond to a threat they cannot fully defend against. The question isn't whether Ukraine will strike again. The question is where, when, and how devastating the next strike will be.